Hello and welcome back to Gussied.Upp, the home of average gal beauty, where the goal is to make beauty accessible to everyone, especially the average humans. So today we are going to be doing or creating this kind of grungy, vampy, whatever look you want to call this. I'm not quite sure. Let me know down below in the comments what you think we should call this look. And let's get Gussied.Upp together. The first product that I've already used and put down before starting this video is the FARMASi BeFit Eyeshadow Primer. It is a primer pot, so it is more of a cream. I like to go in with a fluffy, short-haired bristle brush. That is the same thing, but essentially I just wipe that all over the eye, just really gently, and you're going to have a nice base to make sure that your eyeshadow doesn't crease at all. And doesn't budge whatsoever. So, to start this eye look, we're going to need the Iconic palette by FARMASi or similar shades. The first one that we're going to be using is the shade Struggle. There we go. And I am using a blending brush, just any sort of blending brush that you have. And I'm just going to dip straight into Struggle, tap off the excess, and we are going to just blend this out above the crease of the eye. We're also going to add some into the inner kind of eye socket here to kind of deepen up. That is also going to end up connecting into our highlight shade that we're using. This is a tip of adding color in here. This is a tip that I've learned from Nikki tutorials. I don't do it with every eye look, but sometimes I do accentuate the inner eye socket. So the next shade that we are going to be using is the shade Bronze Kiss. Now to do this look, I just pick up some of the shade on my finger and add that to the eyelid. And then once I have roughly most of the eye covered, but I can't quite get my finger in, I'm going to take a smaller tapered blending brush and we will kind of fill in, not kind of, we will fill in any remaining spots that we see. Really, we just want to make sure that our outer color is matched and blended into the eyelid shade. You don't want to basically have a space between one shade and the next, of course. So the next shade that we're going in with is the shade Black Truffle. And again, I have a tapered blending brush. This one happens to be a slightly larger tapered blending brush. If you aren't comfortable with doing a black, I would suggest that you could try using a smaller tapered blending brush. That way it gives you a little bit more control about where you're putting the color. But I'm just going to dip in to Black Truffle, tap off the excess, and then tap this on the outer corner. Personally, I really like this brush. This is a Real Techniques base shadow brush. I really like it because it is kind of the perfect size to add color to the outer corner. As you can see, I can just kind of tap it in and it's roughly, you know, the size that I need. So we're just going to bring this up a little bit and out, and we will bring that a little bit into where we have our Bronze Kiss. And if you feel you went in a little bit heavy, you can go back in with that outer shade and you can kind of meld them together, soften up the black. When you are doing a more elaborate eye look, really it's just about taking the time to blend your shades so that they look cohesive and not like you just stuck one shade next to another one, and then it's like when you're trying to communicate with someone but they're not really opening their mouth, and then you're just like backwards communicating and nothing's being heard, and you know, like things that happen in relationships. I wouldn't know. Kidding. Anyway, you're just going to fill that up, and then you're going to go back in with that smaller tapered blending brush that had the bronze kiss on it, and you can kind of go back and forth in directions, and this is going to create a blend going from black to bronze. So as you can see a little bit there, it's now a black, and that just kind of slowly blends into a darker bronze, and then your bronze kiss. So that is the core portion of the eye look. I'm just going to dust off any excess with this Total Face brush by e.l.f. Probably got it at the Dollar Tree, to be honest with you. The next shade that I'm going to go in with, and I ended up using another shade over this, but because I used it on this eye, I'm going to repeat it on this eye, even though it gets covered with something else. And that is one recommendation that I will make to you, that if you try something on one eye and you decide you don't like it, but then you cover it up with something else, if you're going to the second eye, still do it exactly the way that you didn't like it on this eye until you made it good. Because you'd be surprised that, you know, by not having done some of those other shades underneath the final look, it's not going to look the same. So I'm going to go in with the shade Mermaid. This was initially going to be the inner corner highlight. I decided it wasn't bright enough, but I am still going to, like I said, pop that in here. This very well could have been the end of it, but I decided I wanted a little bit more. So I'm going to put that on, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to find, I have by FARMASi here the Joker liquid eyeshadow, and just like any liquid product I use, I like to wipe off the excess, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of that to the inner corner. Now, using the same brush that I had Mermaid on, I'm just going to kind of tap Joker into place. And if you feel like you don't have it quite matched, you can always go in with a little bit more. The great thing is that it's buildable, so it's always good to go in with less and add more later. Now, once the liquid shadow does dry down, it's going to be completely budge proof, but in the meantime, you can blend it how you like it. And there you go. For mascara, I use the Double Lash Extend Mascara by FARMASi. This stuff is like the holy grail of mascara. I have now, I think this will be my 3rd or 4th time using it, but I mean, now I do have long lashes to start with, I will put that out there, but like any other mascara, I like to wipe off the excess. You'd be amazed at how much extra product is in a brush, even though it looks like it doesn't have extra. You wipe it onto the wand, get all of that off, and you will limit the likelihood of getting spider lashes. If you continue to coat too much on there, then girl can't help you, but I don't You guys have heard me say that before, so I'm just going to kind of roll and jiggle the lashes. And this first section is going to give you major volume. Don't forget to get the inner corner. And the outer corner. And I can tell that this lash is going, or this side of lashes is going to be annoying me today, but that's okay. And I managed to get a little bit of mascara up here, so I'm just going to take a Q-tip and wipe that away. And then add a little bit more of that Bronze Kiss over it. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go in before it dries. I don't let it dry completely because I think then you're gonna then it's gonna flake on you. So before it completely dries, we're gonna go in with the top side, which is length. So you can see it says volume and length. This is the double wand. It's technically just a wand, but technically dual wand technology. And I wipe off just the base of this and we'll go in for length. And like I said, I knew that this side of my face was going to be a problem with mascara, so I always keep my favorite mascara wand on hand. This is an old CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion mascara wand that I just wash. And I like to come from the top and then push them up back in place, and no one even knows that you had clumpy lashes, except for the fact that I got mascara on myself, which is again okay. You can just fix her up. Once that dries down a little bit, I am going to go in with a little bit more black, but I don't want to do that until my mascara is completely dry. Continuing onward, we are now going to use the FARMASi Gold Flash highlight stick, and I just put this directly under the brow and then kind of dab it into place. This will soften the edge of the highlight, kind of blending it into the shadow that you have, but it will also make sure that it's not like a crazy strong highlight. Now, if you want it to be stronger, you can go back in with a second layer, and then there you go. There's your highlight. Now, for the brows, today I am using the Brow Design Eyebrow Mascara by FARMASi in the shade Rich Brown. Before I go in with that, I do like to use a brow brush and kind of brush the brows into place. And this shade, I am actually interested in potentially trying the darker shade. This one seems a little bit light. It doesn't look terribly light on the face, but on the brush and when it first goes in, it looks a little bit lighter, so maybe it oxidizes or something and looks better. But I am thinking about getting the darker one as well. But I, again, like to scrape off the excess because I'm not looking to get too much product in my brows. I still want them to look relatively natural. So I'm just going to go in and brush through. And the one thing that I don't like about brow mascara in comparison to a pomade, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I get it all over the face, which is why I always do a brow mascara before I do a CC cream or a foundation. But The nice thing is, before it dries down, you can wipe it off. So, again, this is average gal beauty, so, you know, we're just doing makeup based on how we can with the skills that we have, so that's where we're at. If you have to do those little hacks to get things right, you do those little hacks to get things right, in my opinion. Makeup's not perfect in any way. Even if you practice, practice makes perfect, but there's no perfect makeup. So you guys have heard me say that before as well. All right, now onto the face. We are going to be using the VFX Pro Camera Ready Primer in the Strobe formula. So this one is more for dry skin, dry combo skin, or for people who are looking for more of a dewy finish to their makeup. I'm just going to add that all over the face. You can kind of see already that it has a little bit of like shimmer, like not shimmer to it, but it kind of like automatically gives you a glow. And I'm really going to focus some of this product on the under eye because I get the most creasing and dryness on the under eye. So I like to really focus my product there. And don't forget a little bit of the neck. So yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of kind of a to it. So next, I'm going to be using the BeFit Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Light. I'm going to try to use my hands today. I have never applied tinted moisturizer using my hands, and I know you can. So I'm going to try it. We're going to mostly be focusing in a downward motion. I know that most people tell you to put all of your makeup on in a kind of like upward fashion when you do skincare, but I don't shave my face, so if I put on my makeup in an upward motion, it causes the hair on my face, which everybody has hair on their face, but it causes the hair on my face to kind of stand up, and that's not something that I want. And don't forget your ears. So, and this is a tinted moisturizer, so it's not going to give me crazy coverage. I do obviously have some blemishes, but girl, don't we all? But it is going to kind of color correct a little bit. It's going to help with the redness and just give you more of an even skin tone. Which I think already looks pretty good. So that's all I'm going to go in with that. I am, however, going to go in with our concealer. Today I'm going to be using the Full Coverage Liquid Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. And for that, I'm going to use a thicker blending brush because that's what I have on hand. Now, this is a new TikTok trend, I guess, but it's been a technique that makeup artists have been using for practically ever. I learned this maybe 6 months ago from Robert Welsh. If you don't watch him on YouTube, you certainly should be. But rather than doing the crazy triangle on your face, you add some product under the inner corner and on the outer corner. And today I'm actually going to attempt to remember to show you the before and after. So you just take your brush and you kind of start patting it in. And you're going to bring it like I just did without telling you. You're going to bring it under the eye, kind of connecting the two. and that's going to help brighten it up a little bit without having to put too much product on. And then you'll also bring it up, and that's also going to clean up your edge of your eyeshadow. This is again a great tip if you have dark circles like I do. This is going to help clear up those dark circles or hide them a little bit. As you can see, it doesn't look as deep as it does. It doesn't look as deep on this side as it does here. It like, they just don't ever go away. I'm actually attempting to use a new brightening under eye cream from FARMASi. It's their Lumi Radiance line. I already took a before picture, so hopefully there's an after, but I will definitely share those results in another video or on my Instagram. But I think you can see the difference. It's definitely a major difference. So, all right, I'm going to add some more product. I just said that really weird, like it had a W in it. I don't know. Oh, and I completely forgot to add a little bit more of that black to the outer corner. There we go. Now we match. Yay. All right, where's my brush? Okay, we got this. If you are still here, thank you. Thank you very much. There we go, and there is the under eye concealer. Now that we have that, we can finish the, what is it called? The under eye of our makeup. So, we are again going to go back in with the FARMASi Iconic palette, and I think I am going to use the shade Struggle again. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and just add that. And we are going to connect that to the upper eye. And using that concealer brush, I'm just going to kind of soften up the edge. So I'm still getting used to my new like camera setup and everything, so bear with me, guys. Okay, so it does look a little bit crazy. That's okay. We're going to go back in with the shade Black Truffle. And I have a flat edge brush. And we will just add that directly to the lash line and stopping about where the pupil is. Now to finish off the bottom lash, I'm going to go back in with the length end because I think it's going to be the best wand other than using the Zen mascara, which is what I normally use, but I think it's going to be the best wand to get in there without making a mess, which I'm sure if you've ever wore mascara on the bottom lash, you know that it's really easy to make a mess. So I just kind of go in and very lightly kind of tap over the lashes. And there you go. For blush, I am going to go in with the Pink Lily Tender Blush On by FARMASi. And I have a multitask brush from Real Techniques. And I like to kind of tap that in. And I like to bring that all the way, for my face shape, I like to bring that kind of all the way back to the whatchamacallit, the back of my face. And I did forget to do contour, so I think I'm going to go in with the Peach Bite Palette. It looks like this. It is gorgeous. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this shade here. And I'm going to use a stippling brush. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that, tap off the excess. Oh, and that is a lot. And then we will go in with a base buffer brush by EcoTools and just kind of buff that in. Okay, and then we can add a little bit to the chin area. Bring that up to match. And then a little bit on the forehead. And then I'm just going to go back in with that blush brush and kind of meld the two together. Normally I would have done the contour first and I just forgot about it. So here we are. Now I think I'm going to go back to the highlight stick, the Gold Flash highlight stick. And I have this targeted blending brush by Real Techniques. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and add that to the cheeks. I don't like to apply the stick directly to the face because sometimes it can pull, like if you're too harsh with it, it can pull your face makeup away. And we don't want that, obviously, so. And then because we have the Peach Bite palette out anyway, I think I'm going to add a little bit more highlight because why not? So I'm going to start with this tiny fan brush that I have, again, Real Techniques, and I'm going to go into this gold shade here. And I think this is going to be a really nice complement on top of the Gold Flash highlight. They're both very, very similar. And if I'm really going for highlight, I will add the powder on top of the cream to just kind of pump it up. So, because I'm crazy. Oh, yes. Here we go. We are highlighted. Okay, okay, we got this. This is pretty. Again, to just kind of blend the highlight into the blush, I'm just going to add a little bit more there. And then it's Lash Hosh. Because I try to avoid harsh lines. For lipstick today, I am going to go in with the shade Dark Burgundy. It is from the VFX Pro Camera Ready Matte Liquid Lipstick line. I'm again going to wipe off all of the excess, because the less product you put on specifically with the lips, the more budge resistant it's going to be. Which means you can wear your mask, you can eat, you can do all the things that you do when you wear lipstick. So, the last thing that I'm going to be using is two products. One, which is FARMASi's Makeup Time Locker Setting Spray, and then a fan from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to shake up the setting spray and spray it all over. Don't breathe in. And then we are going to slay. We already did. And we are just going to dry our face. And that completes the look for today. I'm curious what you guys think. I'm not sure which part that I love the most. I'm not sure if it's the eye or the lip or just in general the mascara, but I'm really proud of the way that this look came out. If you end up recreating it, please be sure to tag me at Gussied.Upp or use the hashtag Gussied.Up That is Gussied.Up with 2 P's. So thanks again for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. You know the deal. I greatly appreciate all of your support, and I look forward to seeing you next time.